What is apophatic theology in medieval mysticism? Have you ever wondered how people in the medieval period understood the divine? One fascinating approach is known as apophatic theology, or negative theology. This method became significant in medieval mysticism and philosophy. It focuses on the idea that God is beyond human language and concepts. Instead of telling us what God is, apophatic theology emphasizes what God is not. This highlights the limits of human understanding when it comes to the divine. The roots of this approach can be traced back to ancient Greek philosophy, particularly Neoplatonism. However, it was during the medieval period that it truly found its place in Christian theology. A key figure in this development was Pseudo-Dionysius the Areopagite. His works, such as the Divine Names and the Mystical Theology, laid the groundwork for apophatic thought in Christianity. He combined both affirmative and negative ways of speaking about God, but stressed that God's ultimate reality goes beyond any human description. In the context of medieval mysticism, apophatic theology was essential. It allowed mystics and theologians to approach the divine mystery without limiting God to human categories. They recognized that any positive statement about God fails to capture God's true essence, which is beyond words. This led to a spiritual practice often called the way of unknowing. Here, the soul seeks union with God by letting go of all images and concepts, entering a state of contemplative silence. Several important figures contributed to apophatic theology during the medieval period. Pseudo-Dionysius the Areopagite synthesized Neoplatonic philosophy with Christian beliefs. The Cappadocian Fathers, including Basil of Caesarea, Gregory of Nyssa, and Gregory of Nazianzus, emphasized God's transcendence and mystery. Meister Eckhart, a German mystic, explored apophatic themes by focusing on detachment and negation of the self to experience the divine presence beyond concepts. This approach also influenced broader medieval philosophical discussions about God, faith, and reason. It provided a way to respect the mystery of God while engaging with theology intellectually. In practice, apophatic theology guided contemplative practices where mystics sought to move beyond words and images to experience God directly. This shaped the spiritual lives of many medieval Christians who aimed to encounter the divine in a way that surpassed ordinary understanding. Apophatic theology in medieval mysticism is a method of understanding and experiencing God by focusing on divine unknowability. It uses negation to go beyond the limits of language and human concepts, aiming for a direct, mystical union with the divine.